2 caravans now are pouring up. Mexico could stop them so easy. And you know what? If they don't, it's going to cost them a hell of a lot of money. If they don't, and I'm telling you right now, we will close the damn border.
So President Trump there defending his national emergency declaration, doubling down on the need for a border barrier. His remarks come as Secretary of Homeland Security Kirstjen Nielsen is asking Congress for authority to send illegal migrants' children back to their home countries. Tom Homan is the former acting ICE director and a Fox News contributor. Thank you very much for talking to us. I mean, every single day, it's the same thing, and nothing is getting done. Now the Democrats are in control. They say they don't want open borders, but yet what are they doing about it? You know, the president tried to declare a national emergency. That clearly didn't work. So what will?
Well, look, you said it. The Congress has failed the American people. The Democratic leadership, show me one thing they've done to slow this crisis down at the border. They claim they're not open borders, but what have they done to address the surge at the border? The only one that's doing anything is this administration. The president has done executive action, declared national emergencies. He's getting sued every time he does executive action to try to stem the flow and the tide. But he gets, you know, the Ninth Circuit has got him tied up every time he turns around. So what needs to be done is Congress needs to close the loopholes. Congress needs to do their job. Instead of Democratic leadership asking to abolish the federal law enforcement agency for enacting laws that they think don't work, why don't they do their job and fix the laws so they do work and close the loopholes that entice these people to come?
You know, I mean, the border crisis escalates by the day, not just by the year, by the day. Immigration officials are holding hundreds of parents and children in these makeshift facilities. It's outrageous. It's dangerous. And it's a humanitarian crisis. I mean, including in a parking lot. What are they supposed to do with them? And then the Democrats come out and say, you know, that children are being wrongfully held. Well, blame the parents. I spoke with Congressman Jeff Van Drew earlier in the show. And even as a Democrat, he believes the border needs some kind of barrier or wall to stop this crisis, which was interesting that he takes a stand that most Democrats don't, including many other issues. Let's take a listen to that.
We are not an open border country, period. I do not believe in that. I do not believe it's good for our security. I do not believe it's good for the economic health of the country, and I don't think that's something that we should do. At the same time, I also believe that we should take care of the dreamers. These are folks that were here since they were little children, and they should go through a process where they learn about America, swear the oath, take the test, and become Americans.
That was kind of a deal that, you know, the GOP had hoped maybe they could strike in order to get more money for the wall, right? So they wanted the wall. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, they want nothing to do with anything that has to do with a barrier. Okay, so here you have a Democrat saying we need a barrier. So if there is no barrier, there's no money to build the wall, then what are they going to do? What's next?
Look, I respect his comments. I actually met him in the green room after that interview because I was doing another interview on the other network. And I thanked him because this congressman put politics aside for a moment and talk to Fox News about what he thinks needs to be done to fix the border. And I agree with most of everything he said. So, and that's what needs to happen. I don't care if we're Republican or Democrat. There is no downside on securing our border. There is no downside on less illegal immigration that bankrolls criminal organizations that smuggle drugs. There is no downside on saving lives because people die making this journey, and as we've seen, children have died. There's no downside on less drugs being smuggled across this country. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. Your number one responsibility is protect this nation, protect our sovereignty, and secure our border. So I agree with the congressman. What needs to be done, if Congress isn't going to fix this legislatively,
yeah.
If the president gets sued by the Ninth Circuit every time he turns around, then we need to do what we can operationally to control the border.
Then what do you do? I mean, do you shut the border? Because I mean, you try to get Mexico to get involved, and Mexico's not doing anything. You send these asylum seekers to Mexico, they end up fleeing anyway. They end up getting in it no matter what. So it doesn't seem, without a barrier, that if you don't close the border, it's just not going to stop.
No, what we can do, and it's controversial, but I don't care because I've done it and it worked.
What?
ICE needs to get out there right now and look for these family groups and these single adults that enter this country illegally. They had their due process. They demand to claim asylum. They demand to see a judge. Okay, we've done that at great taxpayer expense. They've been ordered removed by a federal judge. ICE needs to find these family units and single adults, find them, detain them, and remove them. Because if those orders from a judge don't mean anything, then there's no integrity in the entire system. I did this about 3.5 years ago, and once we removed a large portion of family units, showing we have there is deterrence, there is some sort of consequence to violating our laws, the numbers on the border went down.
Okay.
Right now, nobody's leaving.
There's got to be
it's
consequence.
a win-win.
There has to be.
There has to be
and there
consequence
are none right now.
And Central America is not seeing families being returned right now. We need to get out there, do a nationwide operation. I'm telling you, I've done it, and it worked.
All right, Tom Homan, great to have you on. Thank you so much.